After cycling for hours and riding for miles, we finally reached this lake, smack dab in the middle of nowhere. Well, okay, I'm just kidding. This lake is only 5 kilometers from Katraj, and we got here with just about 45 minutes of riding with plenty of stops in between. Let's take a look on the map. Here's where we start, at Katraj Chowk, and only 5 kilometers away is our lake. For the first couple of kilometers, we ride through the city, and you soon pass the Katraj Lake. This is a lake for mere mortals. You don't want to settle for a lake you can just ride your scooter to, do you? Onwards we ride. We now come to the TII section of this ride. If you don't know what that means, it's "This is India."
What? Why? You should have rolled over that.
And here I am, rolling over it. Because only in India will you find a road half done like this.
That's why you need an MTB, man.
That nonsense goes on for only about 100 meters before we hit our gravel trail, and the views are going to open up very soon. I must mention that about a kilometer from the main chowk, the gradient kicks up a fair bit for about 2 kilometers with an average grade of about 5 to 6%. Not too difficult, but just be prepared.
What's that? What's the smell? Sulfur? Methane? Sulfur, I think. Sulfur, yeah.
I just can't get enough of gravel routes, especially unexplored ones like this. Fresh air, trees, wide open spaces with superb views, no traffic, birds chirping, breeze blowing, being close to nature. I could go on, but you get the picture. If you've never tried routes like these, man, you're missing out big time.
Look at that Indian cyclist silhouette there, crossing the mountains in a search for adventure.
They say once you go gravel, you never go back. And in a city like Pune, you have dozens of gravel routes to choose from. Remember to subscribe to this channel because I have many more routes just like this one coming up. Now in the middle of nowhere, you'll see a concrete road suddenly start up on your right. My camera was too low to capture it, but apparently it doesn't go on for long. Just wanted to mention it here so you know you should not take it and stick to the gravel on the left instead.
How's the bike holding up? This is probably the worst you've ridden?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite fun.
Well, this is what Pune is about, man. But your tires look like they could handle it.
The clutches in the problem. Just scared of flats right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're scared of flats, man, you can't do anything.
I should not have tempted fate and said that about flats because later on the same ride, over 9,000 kilometers of riding in Pune, and this is only the second time I've gotten a flat while out on the road.
Now this is one I have never been to. But look at the...
Already get the idea for this.
I just saw the lake. Yeah. Actually there's another lake to the right that is much easier to access. And a lot of people had told me about that one. So while I was looking at that, I saw this one, and then I satellite mapped it, saw that there were trails getting to it. So much better doing this than, you know, the one that almost has a road going up to it.
One of the best sounds is the sound of gravel crunching beneath your tires. This section of the route is just, well, the best.
Wow, what the hell? What's that?
Unfortunately, the camera didn't capture that, but that was a peacock just taking off.
What was that?
Close by, there's a small descent that takes us down to the lake.
You really do.
Don't worry, this sound isn't from the banshee of the lake, it's just from Ankan's disc brakes.
Wow. Oh man. Look at that. Just look at that.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Good find, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We decided to ride along the lake for a bit, and you notice that ridge up there? I've ridden there too on an epic ride from the top of Katraj Ghat to Bapdev Ghat across the hills. And actually that's when I first spotted this lake. Rather chuffed that I've been able to ride both routes. If you haven't seen that video, look up for the link.
That way?
You want to go around the lake to go back there?
Can?
Lake Parikrama, bro.
Let's do it.
Now this lake Parikrama seemed like a fantastic idea at the time, but didn't work out too well for us. Once we got to the other side of the lake, there was no way across to where we started, and we'd have to backtrack.
Got cut? No? Can we just hike it?
We spotted a few trails and decided to take them, hoping it would connect back to the route we took to get here. But they did not. The trails diverged quite a bit, such that there was now a valley between where we were and our gravel on the other side. Riding to the lake and back the same way is fantastic by itself, and when I ride this again, I'd probably do just that. But if your adventure meter isn't full, you could proceed on the other side like we're doing now. For quite a bit, you can't really ride your bike and will have to push it along or even carry it. There are also a lot of thorns which will mercilessly rake you across the face if you're not careful, and will most definitely lead to punctures if you roll over them the wrong way. Still, once you get past this bit, you can start riding again, and we started plotting our way out. You've got to ride around the hill as much as possible by sticking to trails at the same elevation. Finally, we rode up into this college and rode out through the main gate on a somewhat regular road. The watchman was really confused, asking again and again how we got into the property in the first place. What's that? You want even more adventure? You could drop off on the other side of this hill, follow more trails, and get out at the base of Bapdev Ghat. We were too tired to try this, but if you have the time and energy, that should be fun, and I'm going to try it one of these days too, probably in the opposite direction. Unfortunately for me, pretty soon after this, I realized I had a puncture, caused by, you guessed it, a thorn. We changed the tube, but either the tube or the pump had a faulty valve and we couldn't inflate the tire back up. I ended my ride in a rick, with my fellow riders paying their respects, or smirking really, as they rode smugly past on their perfectly inflated tires. Bastard. This route is a fantastic example of what Pune has to offer as far as gravel riding is concerned. Get some pals together and give it a spin. You should also check out this gravel routes playlist. As I said earlier, I have more unique gravel and off-road videos lined up, so do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. If you have a great gravel route to share, drop your activity link in the comments so everyone can benefit from your adventures. Until next time, keep exploring.